Hello everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids. I heard you wanted 3 videos today, so here we are, because we've got some news in the Raid Digest, actually a pretty juicy one. Some nice stuff in here, so let's dive in, let's take a look at what they're talking about. So, first of all, there is a Siege update on the way. Let's be real, there are many issues with the Siege game mode. I'm kind of expecting we're going to be needing constant updates for probably months. Like, I can see this taking at least 6 months for them to fix. Honestly, it's going to be a long time. Let's see what we're looking at here. We usually refrain from updates without a finalized date, yet we know that everyone is passionate about the Siege game mode. We want to keep you in the loop as much as possible. I would say Siege game mode, people are pretty mixed about it in my comment sections, I would say. At the moment, we're working on, number one, a battle scroll system, or they're working on the battle scroll system. The current system highly favors the attacker. Yes, that's true. Especially considering the early stages of the Stronghold's expansion. Yeah, so when you upgrade your Stronghold, you get, I think you get 4 extra defenses, and all 30 of the enemy attackers get an extra attack. So you get 4 defenses, they get 30 attacks. They also get, I think, an extra rebattle, so they get an extra 30 attacks. So it's really 4 defenses versus 60 attacks. It's like absolutely bonkers. So feels bad for anyone that accidentally upgraded their stronghold to rank 2. Feels bad. I think if it gets destroyed and you don't repair it, though, it might revert to the base defenses. I'm not 100% sure because our stronghold's only rank 1. We are working on a solution that will reduce the amount of battle scrolls in play, while the attackers still have ways to correct or bolster their attack. Multiple solutions are being tested. We'll publish the full breakdown once it's finalized. Okay, cool. I mean, it's obviously a problem. I'm glad they're looking into it. That is definitely one major problem of Siege. I mean, I would say probably the first major problem before that, clearly upgrading your buildings and your defenses getting worse is just absurd. So I'm glad they're looking into it. I think the first problem before that is that, well, for most of you, you're like, we can't even repair our buildings. We're not even close to upgrading. What the hell? So, like, that's a whole another step needs to be taken. Regarding players who missed the siege because their clan was too quick or efficient in their victory, we are, yes, we are changing the requirements for participation. Now it will be won at least one battle or placed one team in clan defense. I mean, simple, easy. Yeah, great. That's great. That simple. You just put one defensive team in and you can get your rewards. That's brilliant. So everyone in the clan will receive rewards as long as they participate in defense. Their clan will be victorious, of course. That's fantastic because, I mean, every single siege, our clan, I mean, it's something that we do and probably you do as well. When we are attacking, it's like, okay, who's got some defense wins? All right, those guys are fine, but everyone else get an attack in. Okay, guys, only use one attack scroll. No more attacks, right? We need everyone to get their one scroll in. We don't want anyone to be forgotten. And yeah, it's a real pain. So this makes it so much cleaner. You just put in a defensive team and you qualify for rewards if your clan wins. Yes. We are looking into new tools for the clan leaders to coordinate the attack on enemy defense positions. We're currently working on the flag system so that during the siege battle phase, clan sees what fights or locations they should prioritize and what defenders they should avoid. That sounds, again, good as well. I think especially for casual players, right? Like for us, we've never used this flag thing. Like we use Discord and everything is discussed over Discord in detail. I know people are on like voice chat and stuff communicating. But yeah, I think for like people, just you should be able to coordinate way better about the siege in game. I think that'd be nice. Like, see, like, okay, guys, don't attack this one. We want to go this way. Being able to flag stuff out would be pretty cool. So that would be good, or set like priorities. That would be nice. So at least people can go in, and you're a casual player. You're not on Discord. You can go, okay, my clan wants to attack through this route through the siege. Okay, got it. All these changes and more are currently in different stages of development, will likely be released separately. We'll do our best to keep you updated. I mean, like, it does seem like at least they are trying to fix Siege. Like, it feels like maybe, they have to bring out their releases at certain times. I definitely think we can, probably most of us will agree that Siege definitely feels pretty rushed. I mean, the core functionality of it, like, it doesn't crash, it doesn't bug out, it works. Um, but I think some of the broader designs, like, the whole upgrading, repairing buildings, what you get for that, communication. There's a lot of pretty huge problems with Siege. Now, something I will add on, people got very, very, very angry with me in my last Siege video, which is interesting because they didn't get angry in the other Siege videos, and I've covered every Siege, but they're very angry in the last one, and for good reason. There is a big problem with matchmaking. So right now we're in tier 6. By the way, we let these guys get some points so that they at least get something. We didn't destroy all their buildings, though I think they were all destroyed anyway. They didn't put up any bonuses. So I think all their buildings were smashed anyway, but we left some standing for them. But like in tier 6 right now, right? There's no reason to get extra points here, so this is totally something that happens as well, and probably can happen every year. I mean, it's basically what happens even in, let's say, Goal 5 of Classic Arena, okay? Which is maybe conceptually easier to see. But like in Goal 5, you might as well just leave in a shitty defense and farm at the bottom of Goal 5 because you get easier fights. I mean, it's the same sort of thing in Tag Arena, you know, leave in one-man defenses, right? Everyone gets easier fights and just farm it up for free, quicker. Because there's no benefit to being at the top. Well, in this case, you would promote, but like there's no benefit to being up here in Goal 5 versus being down here. You get harder fights, the same rewards. So spend more time, more effort for probably even less rewards because you've got a risk of losing. You've got the same problem with Siege, which is within the tier, why go higher up in the tier? You're getting harder fights for less rewards. And this is particularly punishing because you lose even one siege, right? Your entire fortress is destroyed as well, right? And you're behind on your florins, you're behind on the mana orbs. So the game heavily incentivizes you to intentionally lose battles, right? It's something that not only does my clan do, but I think it didn't happen in the first clan siege. Our enemy didn't do it, but in the other 3, yeah, there's been 3 other ones. The enemy teams have all been doing this as well, intentionally losing fights at the end with their leftover attacks and scrolls, right, to drop down points to get easier fights the next time. Loads of clans are doing it, and it makes sense because that's what the game tells you should do. It's how it's designed. That's a pretty big design problem. I'm not sure how much it affects the other tiers, but I think it's a problem. I have to wonder if it wouldn't be better if the matchmaking was not based off of this sort of matchmaking thing, but if like Siege Victory should not carry a whole bunch more weight, because that's what it's really about. It's about like winning the siege, right? Defending the stronghold and etc. etc. Is that not better, right? So whenever your clan wins a siege, your opponents in future, right? If it's based off of win-loss, your opponents in future would be a bit tougher. Whenever your clan loses a siege, it sucks that you lost, but your opponents next time might be a little bit easier. Lose like a few in a row. Again, each time your opponents, you're going to be fighting other people that have lost lots in a row. That sort of happens anyway, but not quite, and there's lots of ways to manipulate it. I really feel like they could do something to tweak this. At least making the siege victory count for a lot more would be an easy and simple step so that, yeah, you could, so it is a bit of a disaster. And yeah, like our clan is manipulating it, but I genuinely think almost every clan is, because again, it's the smart way to play. Don't hate the player, hate the game, as it were. So like that's where we're at with that. Again, I think that's something that really needs to be improved alongside of the multiple things. I've done so many videos now in terms of siege and problems and what could be fixed, and we've talked about it extensively. I'm sure they've got absolutely tons of data from people, tons of feedback about all the problems. They just need to get a move on and fix them. At least they're doing something. But yeah, it seems to me it's going to take months, it feels like, to get Siege to the point it should have been when it released. That's how it feels to me. I mean, it's still a fun mode. I still enjoy it. It's still a fun mode. Building your teams, the post conditions I think are quite enjoyable. I think the towers kind of suck. The conditions are quite bland, but like the posts are quite fun. And the coordination is fun, but it's a fun it is a fun game mode. It's fun, but it's got a bunch of problems. The event dungeon, then. The event dungeon has a secret. It's known to everyone who tried to slow down the roll of the Fey Father in his temporary abode. Similarly to the Dragon's Lair, bosses in the event dungeon are immune to turn meter. They're also immune to the boss is also immune to decreased speed as well. Regrettably, this fact is not reflected in the boss's description due to it being a location-specific modifier. That's I mean, there's lots of stuff like that. Like, you've got bosses in the game that take reduced damage from poison, but it doesn't tell you anywhere. Like they have very extensive tooltips. Like when you go through bosses, I think oftentimes I think I'm not wrong in saying when you click on bosses' abilities in game, it can be overwhelming. It's like they've got so much stuff. And I feel like it's a weird middle ground where they tell you so much stuff in game that it's kind of overwhelming, but then they don't tell you everything, so then you can't actually fully understand the fight. I feel like they should, either do the simplified version or you actually give all the pertinent information. They sort of in a weird middle ground, but at least they're aware of some of it for the event dungeon. That's good. We're looking into ways to add info to the location to make it evident without any additional actions on the player's part. I think that's great. Yep, I think you should have all of that information readily and obviously available in game. Because yeah, like there can be mechanics in these boss fights you don't even know about, and that's sort of a problem that's throughout the entire game, really. White King Narcissus is trying to conceal his actions in the event dungeon by skipping some of his animations. I haven't actually seen that. That's funny. While we respect the hustle, it's still a bug that can cause issues or even create critical errors in the game. We're working on a fix. Okay, so guys, be careful about using Narcissus in the event dungeon. Apparently, he can like mess up your game. Wow. At the moment, there is a mistake in the event dungeon drop description. Artifacts and accessories of the mythical rarity can be obtained on the highest levels of the event dungeons. Yeah, I'm not sure which levels that starts on. Definitely stage 30, you can get mythical gear, and I have got some, which makes level 30 valuable if you can farm. Maybe it starts in like 28 or 27. I don't know when it starts dropping them. Um, Obviously, a lot of people are going to be farming stage 20. I feel like stage 20 is like the best overall stage to farm. But I think if you're late game, you want the mythical stuff, like stage 30 better. So the description be correct in one of the future releases. I mean, you don't have that many releases, surely, until the event dungeon is gone. So best do it quick. Thor Feyhammer. Our newest fusion, Thor Feyhammer, was added to the game recently, and he has a couple of quirks you should know about. At the moment, his passive stacks with blessings and masteries when he fights bosses. It's a bug, will be fixed shortly. Yeah, so they actually told us that his passive wouldn't stack with this stuff, and then people tested it on the test server, and it was. So yeah, that's a bug. It's going to be fixed. I think it's fine. Like you just run him with Helm Smasher, right? You don't run him with War Master or Giant Slayer. You don't run him with like Phantom Touch. You run him with Nature's Wrath or Crushing Rend. Are straightforward enough, just maximum damage. Passive stack's pretty quick anyway. His passive doesn't reset between enemy waves. It's not a bug. He's just that good. Yeah, and that makes him extremely good. I mean, we saw he can campaign farm so fast because he does AoE on wave 1, his second AoE on wave 2, and then even if he does his A1, he's hit 4 enemies plus 4, then his A1's a double hit, 10 hits, he triggers his passive on the third wave, and he rips through. I think he's going to be an absolute monster for all the typical farming stuff people do. So like campaign, Minotaur stuff you're farming all the time, potion keeps, he's going to destroy that content. And like, it doesn't sound important, but like he's also going to hard carry you in Hydra, I think, for a lot of people too. And in the same build, like he will save you so much time in terms of campaign and Minotaur farming. Like that's something that people can easily undervalue. The time in game, he will save a ton, I think. Clan versus Clan tournament. The Great Prophet stated that the next CVC tournament will be without personal rewards. You may ignore the prophecy. The Prophet controls the tournament's destiny, so that's all. That's okay. It's weird. Like, wait, are you saying that there are personal rewards? No, it's just like you. Yeah, it's just a bit of a meme. They're just having a joke. Okay, so yeah, next CVC, no personal rewards. Okay, I actually do find that quite funny. That's all for today. Have a good day, wonderful weekend. Well, thank you. There you go. That is the stuff. Let me know what you think. A few buggy stuff in the event dungeon that hopefully be fixed. Some bugs with Thor. No personal rewards, so kind of a chill CVC. That should be next Tuesday. I'll do a chill stream for that anyway. We'll just hang out and chat about stuff. Who knows what we'll do, but I'll see you for that stream. Chill one. And yeah, some updates to Siege. Stuff on the way. Oh, man. Like, I feel like I said, every raid digest is kind of like, we've got more fixes for Siege. I feel like that's going to be a constant for a long time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.